Pompion Hill Chapel in Eugene has been around since the 1700s, and now local and national leaders are trying to preserve the historic Lowcountry landmark by using streambank stabilization to protect it from erosion. Live 5's Maya Brown joins us live from the site itself to tell us more about these preservation efforts.
Raphael, the historic chapel here was built in 1763, but it basically looks unchanged, both inside and out. But that's only been able to happen because of a protection project that basically uses bioengineering with structural techniques to prevent erosion, or in other words, through streambank stabilization. Project leaders say the streambank stabilization helps protect the historic chapel from being washed away and minimizes sediment flowing downstream. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers staff performed an annual inspection today while walking the site, looking for wear and weak spots and talking through any fixes if needed. But no issues or concerns were found. The Georgian-style brick building was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1970, and officials say the riverside jewel of a chapel will only remain through continued protection efforts.
At the same time, we want to make sure that it's not going to change what that stream bank is doing. And since this is very close to the church itself, we want to make sure that that stream bank stays where it was when the chapel was built so that it can be here continuing on into the future.
Now, the chapel here is only open for special events, and they hold worship twice a year. The church's vestry says that wouldn't be able to happen without this protection project. And I'm just going to show you how at risk this church is for erosion. Right through that window there is the Cooper River. Reporting in Eugene, I'm Maya Brown, Live 5 News.